Yes, oh fam, what's up? What it do? Welcome to Canon Witchery or Readings by KNM. This is yet another spiritual check-in. Happy to have you here. My intention with these readings is to offer clarity and healing and practical spiritual guidance towards your personal evolution. So if this resonates with you, subscribe. What are you doing? Join our tribe, because we are full of very powerful soul fam. And so I am excited and honored to read for y'all. I keep pulling more cards for y'all, and I'm told to keep pulling until it's all out. So I will just remind y'all that this is a YouTube video after all, okay? As much as I love every resonance I receive, and I'm excited every single time y'all comment, please know that this is not a personal reading, okay? So to take things super personally would be a little silly. If you want something that is concise and precise to you and your energy, knmwitchery.com is where you'll be able to book with me. Know that there is 15% off. Oh, of course I dropped that. I'm not getting it. 15%, yes I am. 15% off using the code YouTube. Okay, this is in reverse, and I'm hearing one more. Sorry for that, soul fam. All right, so first things first, we start off with the unfortunate Three of Swords next to the moon. This could be the time of the year, or you just really may be experiencing a low mood, kind of like you're in your own funk, if you will, and you're not fully understanding why. The King of Swords also comes out here to confirm that. It's like, in your perspective, tuning into your energy, you've done everything that you needed to do, you know, meaning you've set the right boundaries, perceivably so, right? You have removed the people from your life, or like things change up in your workplace. However this is resonating with you, you've convinced yourself you're over it. Like, there's like, why do I still feel so glum, chum? And it's because although egotistically we may be okay with the lack of routine or presence, again, however this is resonating with y'all, unconsciously, we're filling up that void by feeling through it, right? Our unconscious mind controls our emotions, and as much as people claim that you are in control of your emotions, and you are, they're also unconscious for a reason, right? I mean, we use apparently 10% of our brains. Where do you think the 90% comes from? So when our emotions are coming up and we're consistently dismissing them, claiming that we have full control over it, it's like we put our heart into a cage and we refuse to actually confront them and deal with them. So you may have convinced yourself that you are quote unquote over it, but your unconscious mind is saying, no, we're not completely over it. And it's okay to be sad and disappointed and even angry, if we must be, about how things turned out. I just heard I wanted you to come with me. So there could be a person or people, or perhaps maybe, again, because I'm kind of feeling this is like on the job front too. I don't know if this is like coworkers, or perhaps maybe you just really wanted to like elevate up the ladder, if you will, in that workplace, and then like you just didn't have, I don't know. Anyways, without confusing myself and all of the energies in this collective room, say you wanted somebody to come along with you. This beautiful path of progression that you have steadily been on has raised your vibration, has increased your overall sense of being and knowing, and you want others to feel as good and to have all of these things happen to them as they have been happening to you in the most positive and progressing ways. Again, there's something about progression here. And yet, where people have faltered was actually coming along with you. And so there's a really heavy acknowledgement with this spiritual journey that encompasses the aspect of not everyone can handle particular altitudes, you know? So the more that you climb, the more that other people choke, you know? It's like you can't sustain your life moving up and up and up unless you are ready to, unless you've done the fundamental work and you've trained and you've trialed and you've gone up and down a few times, so you're more used to it, you know? You, my soul fam, have already had that happen. And you have been pursuing all of your goals and self-discovery and, again, on this path of beautiful progression. And yet it's feeling a little bit more lonely, isn't it? Can't lie to me, soul fam. So what's being asked of you right now is coming out in the form of strength. Now, 2024 is the 8 numerological number. 8 is associated with strength. Now, when we talk about strength, it requires stamina, practice, patience in order to befriend the beast. You can't just walk into a lion's den and claim you're going to survive it, right? It takes consistent practice and visits and learning body language of this giant beast and them having to get to know you as well to build trust and rapport between yourself and this beast, right? Now, this alleged beast is, in fact, your loneliness in a way. And changing the perspective that you have on loneliness by adopting the affirmation that you are never truly alone. That, yes, it does hurt and it pains you to let go of people, places, and things that no longer align to you. And there are others that are already waiting at the peaks that you are pursuing for you to show up. You know? So it's like to dismiss yourself and let go of the strength and consistently meet people at their levels, which you have consistently and actively grown out of, creates this unconscious resistance that is now manifesting for you as unfelt emotions and realizations, you know, even when we, again, have convinced ourselves that we're okay and we get it, like, I let go of this person and we're removing these trauma bonds from our lives, like, unconsciously, it takes a lot to let ourselves know, the little child within us, that it's okay. It's not abandonment, it's growth, you know? And so I think y'all are going through some heavy shit right now, to say the least. The 7 of Wands came out in reverse in the middle of your reading, which does tell me that this external resistance and need to consistently create boundaries and barriers between these people have been let go, right? There's this grandiose acceptance that has presented itself to you, especially in 2023. And you have found success in letting these people, places, and things go. And yet, still we battle allowing ourselves to unconsciously let go as well. And that takes progressively longer because we are not conscious of our unconscious. So when these emotions are coming up and they're bubbling in, sit with them, okay? Sit with them. And you will be able to find a lot more balance and relax in the process, all right? This isn't about bypassing the actual feeling by jumping straight into meditation and then wondering why you can't sit through an entire script of beautiful words and melodies because you're constantly getting influx with all of this different shit that keeps coming up. No, sit with it anyways, okay? Lay through it anyways. I'm also hearing put it on paper. So this could very well be kind of like an extension of the most recent spiritual check-in as well in certain ways. But there is an aspect here of you really letting go of this need to feel so controlled. You've done everything that you possibly could do that has been in your control, and you have done so perfectly. You have succeeded, right? The Six of Wands comes out to say that you're done resisting. Now it's time to actually receive and grieve as you must. Now, the Four of Coins has also come out here. Four of Coins really keeps things like close to their chest, unwilling to share. It could also mean like there's some form of gossip, in particular in this deck. That's what it refers to. There's like snakes in the grass, if you will. And that being in reverse just shows that there's a lot of truths that must have come out, that people are no longer holding close to their chest because XYZ reasons for you personally, right? And that's a really good thing. And it can still hurt you in the process, emotionally speaking, perhaps maybe like tug at your ego a little bit for you to actually find peace, right? I think for some of y'all, there could be some things coming up for you to actually acknowledge. Y'all have been asking for particular types of truths to be aware of. And for the longest time, perhaps maybe some things were hidden from you and now they're all coming out. So this lack of resistance that you currently have on this person, place, or thing that you have now let go of, that you are silently grieving, now because we've let it go, things are more willing and able to come on in. So there's like this influx of like news and information and proclamations and confirmations letting you know why you had to go in the first place, you know? And again, the acceptance of a reality hurts when you have clung on to the potential for so long, hoping maybe you can change things, fix things, allow things to grow and heal based on your presence, based on your experiences, based on just you. That's the egotistical perspective that we now must let go of. It has always been their choice to go with you or not. It has nothing to do with you, soul fam. All you can control are your own reactions, your own behaviors, your own values, and abiding by them. So this now requires a little bit more strength and courage and meditation and honesty with the self. Stop convincing yourself you're over something when emotionally things keep coming up. Just sit with it. Especially now in January, as much as, and this is how it kind of relates to the last check-in, especially in January, we are hit with all of these resolutions and these like go, go, go attitudes where we must start the year off strong and prong. Anyways, okay. Just throw all of that aside and listen to what it is that your body needs. If you need to rest and recuperate and rejuvenate all of this energy and allow yourself to accept all of the changes, the mass changes that you have undergone, and allow that to now settle in your current reality, like that takes time. It takes stamina. It takes rest, productive rest. So rest. This has also been a really beautiful path towards ultimate fulfillment, right? There are some cups that had to be missed and some that had to come across and be witnessed. And like, you know, like the path to our success isn't a linear line reaching upwards, right? Like if we're using the analogy again of altitudes and like, let's say climbing a mountain, like sometimes you have to go around a bend. Sometimes it's a direct straight slope up. Sometimes you have to, I don't know, rest because it's hard. It's difficult. Y'all ever climb up some crazy hills in mountains and stuff? Like that shit's exhausting, you know? You gotta consume healthy foods and proteins and nutrients to keep yourself going so you can actually keep up with the altitude changes. To completely progress up without taking the required breaks and restabilizing yourself and neutralizing yourself yet again and allowing yourself to process the pain, the discomfort, and the emotions that come out will cause you to pass out or worse, right? Like, you can't survive these types of conditions without acclimating to them. And so now I think y'all are at this point of acclimation. So stop convincing yourself that you're already there and getting mad at yourself for not being able to climb that extra mile when every ounce of you is telling you to just chill for a minute and grieve whatever it is that you need to grieve. Now, grievance doesn't have to be so deep and dark, but it's okay to admit that we really miss that friend or that job, and we really wish that things would turn out differently in our families or in our overall experiences, and yet the reality is what the fuck it is, and we are tired. We are now required to gather the strength in order to befriend those aspects of ourselves that we have denied for so long. And for most of the collective, it's emotions. Yes, that includes even people whom claim to be very in tune with their emotions. Kat, I'm always crying. Okay, but like, what's the intent of your tears? Or are you just sitting in that pit of despair as well, right? Like, there has to come a big balance here. And I think that is, if you're still here, it is, you're learning that for yourself. And it looks different for every single person. So again, if you want something concise and precise to you, knwitchery.com is where you gotta go. Intuitive coaching is also something I'm launching this year. So if y'all are ever going to be interested, holla, let me know. The Seven of Cups comes out here as well. Notice the similarities here. In order for these beautiful options, because the Seven of Cups is usually about like options and there being too much thereof, right? Oh, what a beautiful problem to have. Too many options. In order for this to actually manifest, you must learn to accept them, right? It's again going back to the aspect here of hanging on to something and thus creating resistance. By letting go and accepting things as they are, the opportunities flood in because you are now more open and receptive. And the cups here also tell me that you must make emotional room for it. You must make unconscious room for these things, right? It's not just about affirmations and telling yourself, I'm ready for it. Okay, it's about actually embodying that readiness so you can fully accept it. I heard my snaps. And there's no extended. Okay. So I guess my job here is done. Whoever needed this little mini check-in, let me know with a comment down below if this resonated. Take only what resonates with you. If at any point you are getting confused or anything, let it go, let it flow. The reading is not for you then, okay? Or perhaps maybe you're indulging in too many online readings as it is. Be wary of that as well, okay, soul fam? But yeah, let me know down below. If you are interested in journeying, interesting. If you are interested in journeying to my Patreon for more concise and consistent collective unconscious updates, do be sure to check out the description box below. You do have a 7-day free trial before you officially subscribe. And of course, you can unsubscribe anytime that you want. So if you want some more practical spiritual advice to help keep you more aligned and evolving and healing, and of course, having all of that clarity that all of these astrologers and numerologers and other people are constantly feeding down, and you're going like, but what does it mean? And how do I actually adapt? I'm your girl, okay? So help me help you. Otherwise, I'll see y'all in another video. Thanks for being here. Bye, soul fam.